Let's see how you do under pressure. Oh, yeah. I've been wanting this forever. I've been in the field with whatever they throw at me. Brush it off, pick myself up, moving on to the better. Okay. Hey. Yeah. Ain't no errors, baby, it's a new era. I wake up early feeling rich like I'm Kesha. I get to the paper, boy. Extra, extra. Work with me, you know that I got it.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome in to another podcast to talk about our favorite team, the Arizona Cardinals. Huge shout out to the people that are currently in the chat. We got Nick, we got JK, we got Chef, Marty, Jeff, Michael, Joe, Randall, Javier, another Michael, Jeff. What's up, y'all? Appreciate you guys for being here in the chat. Do me a huge favor, smack up the like button here on your way in. If you can do me that huge favor, that'll be absolutely thank you. Up and foremost, appreciate you for being here, and obviously subscribe too. We are less than 50 subscribers away. We are less than 50 subscribers away from hitting the 18K mark. Woo, what a day to be alive. Appreciate you guys for obviously with the continuously just supporting, right? Just a fan that podcasts that is sponsored for some companies out there. Thank you guys for the support. Appreciate it. I absolutely do. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be talking about what the title says. And not just that, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be talking about Kyler Murray as well. Biggest reason as to why is this is when we really get the juices flowing, right? And I'm talking about like when we're having an open-ended conversation with each other, right? Like, this is where the juices start flowing. This is where we're actually coming up with some things that we're like, oh, snap, that might be a real possibility, right? So we're going to be talking about that. The whole mysterious foot injury from Kyler Murray was also mentioned yesterday in Jonathan Gannon's press conference, that Kyler Murray is dealing with the foot injury. I don't know where he sustained it. He did get pulled off the moment he got the head doink from the fumble. He ends up walking out off the field. And so weird. We'll talk about that a little later on. But we're going to talk about that. We're also going to be talking about maybe Jacoby Brissett taking some first string reps. Well, we're going to find all that out here pretty soon. Tuesday's practice is today. We got a lot to look forward to. Obviously, Drew Petzing speaks today as well. So this is going to be where the unfortunate divide amongst the fan base just keeps getting stronger and stronger. Of course, you got your team, Kyler Murray, and then you got your team. It's everybody else. Everybody else's fault under the sun, right? So let's dive into it, ladies and gentlemen. I really want to first start talking about, obviously, the confidence wavering for the coaching staff for the Cardinals. Let's be real here. I ended up just making a video about this, and I released it probably about an hour ago from when we're doing this live stream. And we're probably going to start be doing this moving forward because there's a portion of the audience that really only likes live streams, and there's a portion of the audience that only really likes videos. There's a portion of the audience that only likes shorts. So we're going to be throwing as much content as we possibly coming your way. But I really want to talk about the wavering of this coaching staff. Now, I remember very, very vividly, right, where at least a good portion of the Arizona Cardinal fans were saying to themselves that no, Jonathan Gannon will not be in the hot seat this year, regardless of what happens. I remember a lot of Cardinal fans end up saying that, including myself. And I'm not going to lie to you, there was some moments that I'm kind of like teeter-totting. And I think it might have to do with his responses and not fixing the solutions that we have. Because let's be real here, the solutions that we're dealing with, the problems that we're dealing with right now, this has been problems for months now. It's not just 4 weeks. If people want to lie to you and say it's only 4 weeks, no, this has been a problem we've been dealing with since after the bye week of last year as well. This offense just can't get right. So am I a little wavering on Jonathan Gannon? Well, here's the thing, right? You can look at it a couple different directions because Jonathan Gannon, what he's trying to do is he's trying to create a culture within this Arizona Cardinal organization that they don't throw anybody under the bus, and whoever the blame is going to go to, it needs to go through him first, right? He's the shield of it all. He's the head coach. He's the one that's making the final decision, at least what he's saying, and everything's going through him. So you look at it that way, and then you're kind of saying to yourself, okay, well, that's, not bad. He's trying to back his boy, Drew Petzing. Although I do believe Drew Petzing does have some fault to his game. It's very, very frustrating to see that you're going to be running the ball 3 times and not trying to convert a first down, let alone that you're behind the chains. It's almost a run, pass somewhere, but the pass is very ineffective. So there is problems with Drew Petzing, and I'm right there with you guys as well. But for the people out there that feel like it is going to be that and that fixes everything, I don't know, man. I really don't. Now, people were expecting on Monday morning for Drew Petzing to get fired. Believe it or not, people were calling it Black Monday. I saw multiple comments out there saying, when is Drew Petzing getting fired? And they're reaching out to me. I was like, I didn't hear about Drew Petzing getting fired. Like, keep in mind, we're 2-3. That's only 5 weeks into the season. If this happens, if there was going to be a shift in the offensive coordinator position, it's probably not going to happen through midway through the season. Like, let's be real. For the people out there that were waiting on Monday for a breaking news from Ian Rappaport or maybe Adam Schefter that the Cardinals decided to part ways from Drew Petzing, it wasn't going to happen. I never thought it was going to happen myself, but there's a portion of fans that did think it because of how bad that game was. And I'm going to be real. That game was a breaking point, right? Cardinals versus Titans was a breaking point as to now we're having Cardinal fans looking for other teams. Like, I kid you not, how many comments I've seen out there that are legit. People are looking for other teams. That breaks my heart. Like, legit. I even said like I might retire, but it's a joke. You know damn well. I even tell my wife I'm not gonna play fantasy football anymore, right? And I'm playing fantasy football 2 or 3 months later. It's not one of those things where when I say I'm not really gonna freaking retire, but there's legit people looking for a brand new fandom. Legit people looking for a brand new fandom. They don't want to follow this team anymore. And if you're not going through the bumps and bruises, then at the end of the day, okay, I guess, right? You don't have that thick skin like we do, right? But then again, it's those people that tell me that I'm too hard on my team. It's those same people that didn't go through the mud. It's those same people that have not really gone through what we've been dealing with for years. It's those same people that are coming to me saying, I'm not a Cardinal fan. What the heck? What are you talking about? No, I'm here in the trenches. I'm here getting dragged in the mud year in and year out. I know what this team does, and I'm not saying I know more than anybody here in the chat. All you guys are very smart as well. But I don't like getting criticized by Cardinal fans that are really going to jump ship now because we're starting off 2-3. And yes, it does look bad. It does look bad, but we're riding it. In this chat, we're riding it through and through, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be covering the Cardinals, and I hope, for the love of God, that we turn this around. Fingers crossed that it happens. But at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, I'm a Cardinal fan, regardless if they get rid of JG, if they get rid of Kyler, if they get rid of, who knows, Joe Schmo, Joe Blow. It doesn't matter. I'm going to be here covering the Arizona Cardinals as long as my bills are being paid at the end of the day. So let's talk about this, ladies and gentlemen. Confidence, right? Confidence wavering. Yes, it is. I'm going to be real. It is. I respect that Jonathan Gannon is coming out here and backing his boy. It, I wouldn't mind it so much if we were seeing results on Sundays, Mondays, and Thursdays. I wouldn't mind it. If he was backing his boy, but we're also seeing results, I wouldn't mind it. What I'm having struggles and constantly trying to have to defend Jonathan Gannon is the fact that you need to be able to fix this issue. You're saying that everything's on you, which, like I said, I respect on one side of the coin. But if you're not able to fix it or actually have some sort of say in terms of why the hell are you running the ball 3 times straight in a row and not trying to convert that first down? Now, are these conversations happening in the back, right? Behind the scenes? Maybe, right? Maybe Jonathan Gannon is addressing all these things that are happening behind the scenes. Potentially, right? But one thing that I will say is that we've never seen Jonathan Gannon as animated as we did when he was ripping into Amari DeMarcado. We never seen it look like that, ever. I've never seen Jonathan Gannon as animated as he was when we saw him rip into Amari DeMarcado. Like, he ended up coming out and apologizing. I'm not sure if you guys ended up seeing that short I ended up posting on my channel, but Jonathan Gannon came out and said that he apologized. He apologized to Amari. He apologized to the team. He's usually very well composed, and he is, right? Now, I personally don't see a problem with what happened. I guess the punching to the chest might have been a little too much. Now, granted, it probably didn't hurt Amari. Like, let's be real. These are football players that get hit maybe even harder than that in a game, right? Like, so I don't think Jonathan Gannon hurt Amari, but it does show that, like, you're willing to get mad, but the blame, you're all in your frustration and your anger shouldn't go to him alone, right? Was it a boneheaded mistake that Amari thought he was Emmitt Smith there for a second? Adrian Peterson? Yes, it was a bloody, dumb mistake. Now, we also did hear that Amari DeMarcado is not going to be dealing with any repercussions. Now, that might frustrate some Cardinal fans as well. People were expecting him to get cut. I heard multiple people saying there's no excuses, cut him right now. The truth of the nature, ladies and gentlemen, is that Amari DeMarcado is our third string running back right now. We do not have the privilege to get rid of him because James is down, because Trey is down for the next few weeks. We don't have the ability to just outright cut talent that can produce on Sundays, Thursdays, and Mondays to try to make a statement. We weren't built like that. Monty Ossenfort did not build this team for depth. It's not like we have a Cam Skadbu that we drafted in the third round. We don't, right? So that is kind of unfortunate. The proof of the pudding at the end of the day. Amari's not going anywhere. Jonathan Gannon feels bad. He's sorry, right? And I don't have any problem with him apologizing, or B, him hitting the chest of Amari because he's very frustrated. But like, I I honestly kind of like the passion. I like the passion that he was actually providing on the sidelines. I just wish that passion was distributed, because it almost kind of feel like everything was boiling up with all the dumb, stupid mistakes that were happening and thrown into our third string running back, where literally you could have pointed your finger in any which direction and really kind of unloaded there, right? So it's just weird. It's just really, really weird. Now, I ended up asking you guys 3 hours ago. I ended up putting a poll question. On my community post. So everybody who partaked in that uh, in that poll, I do got some results right now. So we're 3 hours in. We got over 300 posts as of right now. It's not a lot of people, but for the most part, thank you so much for everybody for obviously participating in the post. But this is where it's at right now. I end up asking you guys, how do you feel about the coaching staff after the loss to Tennessee? And these are my answers. Of course, if I put fire Drew Petzing, that probably would be the biggest percentage there. But my options are, I'm still in on JG, fire the whole staff. Because of JG back Petzing, he needs to go. And then serious changes need to happen. I don't care what, but it does. I'm honestly very surprised, and I'm actually very proud of you guys. I'm very, very proud of the people that were actually voting here, that most of the percentage wasn't going to, because JG backed Petzing, he needs to go. I'm proud of you guys. I seriously am. I seriously am. Now, if I were to vote, I probably would be with the majority here at the 52%. I probably would say serious changes need to happen. I don't care what, but it does, right? I would be in that same situation, because at the end of the day, we're not the ones making the decision. It's going to be Monty. It's going to be Jonathan Gannon to make a message, to make an announcement out there, to just say, hey, we're not going to be dealing with all the mess that we've been seeing multiple times. But of course, I wanted to add this JG backing Petzing thing, because I wanted to kind of see what the percentage of fans were feeling that way. Because believe it or not, that is where a lot of frustration is coming from Jonathan Gannon. It's not so much him, it's because he's backing his boy Petzing. That's why a lot of people want him fired. Now, I did release a video probably about an hour ago, maybe an hour and 10 minutes ago, and a lot of the comments are pretty much saying the same thing. Some people are out there saying that, hey, don't let him go. That's cool. I mean, it is what it is. Now that we kind of got over the Sunday night, we got over Monday, emotions are starting to cool down a little bit. Am I still a little frustrated that we ended up losing that game and giving one up? Of course, it sucks. It absolutely does suck. And that's one of the main reasons why the confidence of this coaching staff to not get it right. To me, it's not because he backed Petzing. My problem with him is that he's not fixing what he's saying he's in charge of, right? Everything he's in charge of, then fix it. That's my main problem. I don't care he backs Petzing. I did have a problem with him saying that Petzing's one of his best games called was the 49ers game. I do have a problem with that. I feel like that's really dumb. But at the end of the day, it is what it is, right? So, yeah. The Cardinals right now have a whole season in front of them. A whole season in front of them. So for those people out there that feel like the Cardinals need to make a move and they needed to fire Petzing this coming Monday, just give it a little bit. Just give it a little bit. If this continues to happen, things will change. I promise you. If the Cardinals are somehow 2-4, 2-5, 2-6 by the time we blink our eye, or by the time bye week gets here, changes will happen. It's just right now, mathematically, you're not out of it. You're 2-3 right now. And like I've been saying for months or weeks, you fire Petzing, what's the answer? What's the solution? Right? You promote somebody, use their same playbook, have a different mindset. I mean, all Petzing needs to do is change his mentality. JG needs to change their mentality. Let Kyler Murray throw the freaking ball. That's it. As simple as that. It ain't rocket science. Let Kyler Murray put the ball in his hands and see what he does. Because right now, a lot of these Kyler Murray stands, they have a lot to use in their ammunition. Because he isn't using his $45+ million quarterback to throw the ball to get a first down. You get a first down, you win. Simple as that, right? Amari DeMarcado didn't fumble the ball, you win. So it's a lot of little nuances that usually only happen to the Arizona Cardinals, unfortunately. But I never thought he was going to get fired. Will he get fired in 2 or 3 weeks? Well, it depends what happens, right? It depends on what happens here at the end of the day. But I want to shift my attention on over to this. Kyler Murray's foot injury. I'm not sure if you guys heard Jonathan Gannon, and if you didn't hear him yesterday, I don't blame you. Honestly, he doesn't really say very much. He says a lot by not saying very much, to be real with you. But Jonathan Gannon did also mention that Kyler Murray is questionable, and that we need to see what happens here in week 6, right? So right now the Cardinals are 2-3. Kyler Murray has a foot injury, but my question is, where was this foot injury sustained? Kyler Murray was asked about the foot injury, and I don't know. His response was really, really odd. Really, really odd. We're going to be talking about that here soon. But I also want to talk about this real quick. Let me get on to... So, we all know the head doink, right? We all know what happened. So, this is what I want to talk about. And yes, I have it under foot injury. During my live stream, I ended up saying, did Kyler Murray get benched? Now, that was not true because when he came back, he got back into the game. I personally didn't know that when Amari DeMarcado ended up ripping for, 70+ yards, that was Jacoby Brissett at quarterback. It wasn't Kyler. But the impression was a trick play because Jacoby back there could have risked a tush push, right? It could have risked a QB sneak. And I think that's what the defense was doing. They were really, really leaning heavily on the thought that was a quarterback sneak because it was a very, very short yardage to convert that first down. So I think that's what a lot of people were thinking. But I didn't know until I was really looking back at the tape and seeing some footage on X and Twitter that was actually Jacoby Brissett at quarterback, not Kyler. Interesting, right? Interesting. But going back to what I was saying, where was it sustained? Where was the foot injury sustained? Because we're seeing all over the internet that Kyler Murray, right, left for a little bit. He only left for 2 plays. It didn't feel like very long because Tip Ryman, obviously prayers up to Tip Ryman, hopefully nothing but a speedy recovery, but he ended up getting hurt big time, badly, really, really badly. Got pulled away on the cart, and that was enough time for Kyler Murray to come back and finish off the game, right? So, this is Kyler Murray here walking back to the locker room with the training staff. This is what happens. Head doink, right? And I'm trying to see, does he twist his leg somewhere? Is his foot get caught up somewhere? Does he jump on the ball? And there was a lot of people talking about, should Kyler Murray jump on that ball, right? Now, like I said, you can show tape, you can show footage to 10, 20 different people, and everybody will have a different mindset as to what you feel like Kyler Murray should do, right? But this is Kyler Murray getting the head doink, right? Boom, right? Sorry. Let's do it one more time for the one more time, real quick. Sorry. It's so Cardinals fashion, man. It really is. It's so frustrating. Look at boom. Sorry, not funny. Okay, keep it going. So he gets hit, right? His life flashes before his eyes. There's the ball bouncing right there. People were concerned, why didn't Kyler Murray jump on the ball? Well, this defensive player got in front of Kyler, right? So Kyler Murray's looking at the ball. Amari DeMarcado's right here trying to go for the ball. It's bouncing around. And then it ends up bouncing into this defensive player. And then Kyler Murray tries, right? But there's only so much you could do against a defender that big, right? So I don't really blame Kyler so much. If he had a reaction, he would have seen it right there. I don't think he knew where the ball was. I think he was still shocked that he got hit with the ball. So there it is. There's the ball. Kyler tries, doesn't really do anything. Now, here's the funny thing. Did anybody notice this? Look at this. So Kyler Murray's right here. There's the ball by this defender. Look at this. Kyler Murray saying, what the heck just happened? You see his hands, right? What happened? What's going on? What's happening? Gets up. Did anybody notice this? I just noticed this when I saw this video. Look at that. You see the pat on the head? You see that? Look at that pat on the head. That's L'Jarius Sneed, cornerback for the Tennessee Titans. Pats him in the head. It's all good, buddy. It's all good, buddy. And he ends up going. But I don't see where this leg injury is sustained. I don't see where this leg injury is sustained. And I'm not going to try to come into conspiracy theories here that he was benched or he was, because originally I was like, oh, maybe he did, but he ended up coming back and finishing off the game. Where is this leg injury sustained? I don't get it. I don't understand. But he ended up leaving the game for a couple plays. Jacoby ended up coming in. Unfortunately, Tip Ryman ended up getting hurt with a brutal injury, and then that was enough time for Kyler Murray to end up coming back. Now, another thing I want to note here, right? Another thing I want to note, and I'm going to go share my screen as well. This is going to be talking about Kyler Murray. Did anybody notice this on the things that Kyler Murray ended up saying on the press conference after the game? Now, we will hear from Kyler Murray on Wednesday. Now, if he's hurt and if he's held out of today's practice, let's see what happens. But this is Kyler Murray. If you don't catch this slight jab, then I don't know what to tell you. Check this out.
Just trust the play call.
All right,
Were you frustrated?
This play right here. The question is, are you frustrated that the ball was taken out of your hands in order for you to, instead of getting the first down? Look what Kyler says.
Frustrated to not get a chance on those final 3 plays to use your arm?
Just trust the play call.
Just trust the play call. But look at his face. He's so mad. This is right after the game. I was pissed off too, so I shouldn't laugh. I was really this pissed off too. But look at him. Like, he's just pissed. And now this next question is about his foot injury. So let's keep listening in.
How's your foot? What happened with your foot?
We gotta see.
How's your foot? How are you doing? He says, we gotta see. I don't know if this thing exists. I don't know. I'm not gonna come out here and try to play conspiracy theorists. But like I said, when we do these live streams, this is when the juices will flow, right? This is when we start talking about the things that obviously aren't out there yet. But is there a concern, Kyler Murray fans, Cardinal fans, that we might not see Kyler in week 6? Or do you think he's going to be like, there's no debate in your mind he's going to be playing? Like, what do you think, ladies and gentlemen? Because can I see a world where Jonathan Gannon was that animated that he just ended up pounding the chest of Amari Demercado, right? That animated to make a quick little decision like that, where he was like, go in the back, you got a leg injury, right? You got a foot injury. He went to the blue tent. And also keep in mind, there was a chance where the Cardinals were going to get the ball back before Jacoby ended up coming in. Or, yeah, because Kyler was going to the locker room and he turned around. He was like, oh, he turned around. And then the training staff was like, no, come on, let's go check it out. So really weird, just really, really odd. So I'm kind of confused, obviously. I don't know if this is going to be one of those things where we might see Jacoby in week 6. Because like I said before, you listen into what Kyler is saying here. I'm going to trust the play call. But just that, right? Just trust the play call. He's saying something without saying something. Like, if you don't think so, then you probably didn't study human behavior. Or you probably didn't study, or you don't even need to study, but just knowing humans in general, right? And the responses and how they do things. I'm going to trust the play call. Did he just pretty much throw Petsing under the bus? Maybe. Now, Kyler's pissed. The fan base is pissed. We want answers. We want real solutions. And we ain't getting them. Yet. So let me ask you guys this. Now, of course, it's going to depend. Practice today. It's going to depend. Practice tomorrow. Are we going to see Kyler Murray being limited? Are we going to see Kyler Murray being limited in practice with the foot injury? I don't know. This is going to be one of those things where week 6 can be the downfall of the Cardinals. Well, some people think that was week 5, right? But week 6 could be the downfall of this team. This Indianapolis Colts, which is also in their year 3, is no joke. The offense that they have is killer. Great offense with Jonathan Taylor. Hell, Indiana Jones, Danny Dimes looks very good. And unfortunately, the Cardinals are going in the other direction where the offense can't get it right. So question to you. Now, of course, we need to see the injury reports. But do you think we see a world where maybe Jacoby Brissett actually comes? I don't know. I don't know. We're all going to be keeping a very close eye here on the injury report. I'm trying to scour the internet right now to see if there's any, reports about, is Kyler there? Is he limited? Because I mean, technically we're not going to know until Wednesday. Kyler Murray speaks on Wednesdays. So if he speaks, of course the question is going to be asked, how's your foot? How are you feeling? So this is going to be very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. Edgar in the chat says, I hope Edgar in the chat says, I hope we lose bad. So we fire Petzing. Well, Petzing would be the first to go. Let's be real. I think Petzing would be the first to go. Will it take the Colts to absolutely obliterate us for that to happen? Maybe. Maybe. Or will it take one more week versus the Packers? Because if you lose to the Packers and the Colts and you got the bye week, you at least have some sort of quote-unquote time to prepare for the next week, right? Quote-unquote time. I personally don't think it's going to come in the Colts. If it does happen, it's probably going to be after the Green Bay Packers game. Because that's the best time to do it. You have at least a week or two to prepare for your next game, which I believe is on Monday Night Football versus the Cowboys on prime time. So if there's any chance for it and it keeps happening, I mean, maybe the Cardinals win. Maybe they win. I don't know. Hypotheticals, right? Hypotheticals. But I don't know. Something we're really going to be keeping our eyes on. How bad is this foot injury for Kyler? And is this going to hold him out through practice? Uncanny in the chat says, K1 overreacting on his toe. He gave up on this OC. Ooh. He looked like he was walking fine to me. I'm not trying to put fuel to the fire. I'm not trying to put oil on the fire. But he looked fine to me in terms of a foot injury. He looked fine to me. I'm not convinced that, especially hearing the responses after week 5, that Kyler Murray sustained a foot injury when he got head doinked with the football. I'm not convinced. I'm sorry. I'm really not. Is this the shift? Is this the turn where we start using a foot injury for Kyler and throwing in Jacoby in there? I don't know. I don't know. But you better bet your bottom dollar. If Kyler is not in practice on Wednesday, or not in practice today, or is limited today, we're talking about it, man. We're talking about it. Now, Kyler did finish the game. So for what it's worth, Kyler did finish the game. But Jonathan Gannon, yesterday on Monday's press conference, mentioned that Kyler Murray is questionable with the foot injury. So he finished the game, but he's still questionable with the foot injury. Like, come on. like, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? So, I don't know. Ghost in the chat says K1's never lost to the Cowboys. So that fair. He has owned the Cowboys in Wally World. Will they get an opportunity this year? We'll see. Michael in the chat says if Brissett is brought in for Kyler, we won't have any receivers left. Ask Ryman. Woo! Yeesh. That throw was definitely an unfortunate circumstance for sure. Losing Tip Ryman, it sucks. It sucks. Is it a big deal? Yeah, well, he was one of your blocking tight ends, one of your best blocking tight ends. So it's a big deal in that aspect. But also, I don't think it's the end of the world for the Cardinals. You know what I mean? The offense is probably still going to run the same way unless we shift something. Andrew in the chat says, media never wanting anything to change. I gotta be done. Wait, media never wanting anything to change. I gotta be done with y'all. Elaborate, please. Andrew, elaborate, please. Are you grouping me in that too? Or are you grouping people that y'all want to listen to and probably shouldn't be? who you talking about, me too? Because I mean, I'm cool. You know me, I'm Gucci, man. I'm not a fan of a specific player, except for Marv, because I truly believe in him. But if he gets traded or if he's gone and he's no longer a Cardinal, then he's no longer a Cardinal, right? But Russell in the chat says his attitude was the biggest hit. He was a molar. Yeah, physical, big guy to help in the run game. He really wasn't great in the passing game. Like he really wasn't. He was a blocker. He was a blocker for us. Appreciate you. Fire of the coach. If the Cardinals continue to lose and the offense doesn't get fixed, it might happen. It might. Russell in the chat says, Mike, are you where you were last year when we fell apart, or are you more pissed? I'm more pissed. Yeah, I mean, of course. I mean, I'm just not showing it now. If you didn't see my post-game reaction, I was frustrated. I was 100% frustrated. And it's the same thing. Like, the media wants you to believe that it takes 3 years for an organization to be good. That's what the media wants you to believe, right? And if you want to group me into the media, that's fine. I mean, I do cover the Cardinals in general, but there's a reason why I'm labeled as, oh, I'm negative, or all I do is, complain and blah 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 blah. What do I know, right? There's a reason why my expectations is a lot higher than most of these other people think. Now, regardless of our team's not ready to go or our team is not, what's the word? Like, prepared to play an NFL team, well, that's the decision of Monty. Monty Alsonfort decided to get rid of Hopkins. He decided to trade away Simmons. He decided to not do anything. But you're seeing first-year head coaches that are winning. Now, you're also seeing the other side of the coin as well, where you got first-year head coaches that are not doing that great. But what's his name? Was it Liam Cohen? Is that right? Liam Cohen, head coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars, had a crazy huge win on Monday Night Football versus the Kansas City Chiefs. Mike Vrabel just took down another undefeated team, or at that point, undefeated Bills. Patriots end up beating that. You can have success in year one. You really can. It's just expectations for, unfortunately, this organization. You're being listened to, or you're being lied to, that the Cardinals, or every organization needs to take 3 years. No, it just takes the Cardinals 3 years to do that. It just takes the Cardinals to do that. And that's where my frustration goes. Because you can't technically be good in 2 years. It's just the excuses. They always follow suit, unfortunately. Let's keep with the chat. Let's see here. Whoever loves jinxing needs cheeses in their life. We don't need any bad energy. Are you talking about just in general, about talking about the Cardinals? Well, I mean, I don't personally think, I don't believe in jinx. I don't think jinxes actually exist, to be honest with you. I think, unfortunately, we just really make bad decisions as Cardinal fans. Well, number one mistake was being a Cardinal fan, right? Like that's a bad decision on its own. Like, leave it to the oldest franchise in the NFL to not win a Super Bowl in the Super Bowl era. And of course, there's some Cardinal fans who are like, we have championships. Oh, buddy, we got championships. I'm talking about the Super Bowl era, brother. And I'm talking about Arizona Cardinals. I don't care about no Chicago or St. Louis. I don't live there. This is where I live. This is my home state. I'm talking about the Super Bowl era. And ain't nobody was born back then. Don't even act like you were there. About the Super Bowl era, man. We haven't won. We've been there once. We went to the playoffs twice. Man, that ain't good, man. That ain't good. So yeah, my expectations are a lot higher than most people. 100%. Lorenzo in the chat says, watch Gannon get fired and Bidwell hires Mike McCarthy. Ooh, yikes. Yeah, that would be an absolute downgrade. I would not like McCarthy here. I would not like McCarthy here. Yeah, I wouldn't like that. And here's the thing too, right? I've seen some people saying that regardless of what the Cardinals do, we're going to be back in the same situation. I mean, there is a real possibility. There is a real possibility that, yes, that regardless of what the Arizona Cardinals do, we might be in the same situation regardless, right? But I mean, you also can't do a move, or you also can't not change because you're scared of that. You got to take a swing. You got to take a swing somewhere. So the whole Jacoby Brissett thing, will it happen? We'll get our answer here soon. It's a mysterious foot injury that Kyler Murray is dealing with right now. I don't know where he sustained it. I don't know why he went to the blue tent. When he was walking off the field, he was going to come back. And then the training staff said, no, come on. He went back. Unfortunately, Jacoby Brissett threw the ball pretty low. I wasn't a good throw to Ryman. Leg got caught up and cart came out, right? So, yeah, brutal. Brutal. You can't seriously McCarthy's downgrade. He won more. I mean, that's fair, but I don't know if McCarthy will be able to do anything with this team. I really don't. I mean, I could be wrong. But you get let go from the Packers. You get fired from the Cowboys. Like, at some point, how many chances does somebody need to take? Now, yes, he's got a Super Bowl under his belt. Yes, he does. By Rodgers. But at one point, like, how many times are we just going to hire people just because of names, right? You can get a guy like Vrabel. Vrabel was a good pickup. I was so on board for Vrabel. I mean, obviously, he wasn't available when the time the Cardinals were going after JG. We don't have to go after the big names out there because a lot of times those guys don't work out for us. But I don't know. I just don't want to give another opportunity to a guy that's probably going to disappoint us. I could be wrong, though. I could be wrong. Russell in the chat says, we need to pay a guy like Gruden. He has the fire. I don't know if Gruden's ever going to come back to the NFL. I don't know if he's going to. I don't know if he's ever going to. Edgar in the chat, don't worry, boys. Kylo will get it right in year 18. Love to hear it. Uncanny says, K1's toe injury from what the cameras didn't show, kicking pet things. Cool. Kyler looks pissed off, man. It's obvious. Kyler looks pissed off. I want to hear from him. I can't wait for Wednesday's press conference. Now, I'm not going to really get anything out of it because let's be real. A lot of questions that are asked aren't really the greatest, but hopefully somebody asks about the foot injury and how he feels. Hopefully, fingers crossed, because I really want to see that. Kyler finished off the game, but for Jonathan Gannon to come out on Monday saying that Kyler's questionable with the foot injury, should he have finished the game? Well, I mean, those are the decisions, right? Those are the decisions that are being made by the coaching staff to put him back out there. Yeah. Brutal. Nah, I'm good without Bill Belichick. I'm good without Bill. He's leave him in college. Leave him in college. I think it's enough to say that it was Tom Brady. I think at this point it's enough to say it was Tom Brady. I think it's enough to say. Oh, here we go. We need to hire Bill Belichick's girlfriend. Okay, well that's different. Appreciate the comment. Let's do this real quick. Let me give some love on over to the sponsors of the AZ Sports Fan here on YouTube. The guys that are keeping the lights on. Sleeper. Make sure you check out Sleeper if you are a gambling man or woman. The NFL season is here, which means you now have a chance to 100 times your cash for daily fantasy football. Big on stats like stars, like touchdowns, passing yards, receiving yards, fantasy points, and more for 100 times a payout on Sleeper. Get your picks right, and you can win big. Use promo code AZSF, and you can get up to a $100 deposit match on your first initial deposit. Terms and conditions apply. And on top of that, if you do use the promotion now, they will also provide you with the free $20. No deposit needed. They'll just give it to you to try out their app absolutely for free. Everything will be in the description below of the video. Make sure you check out Sleeper, proud sponsors of the AZ Sports Fan Hangout throughout the entirety of the 2025 season. All right, let's keep it going. Big Bird, what's up, Big Bird? I haven't seen you in the chat in a very, very long time. Kyler and Marv were spotted walking together after the game, chatting and covering their mouths. Not a good sign of how they may or may not perceive the coaching. They were spotting covering their mouths? Like leaving, walking together after the game, chatting and covering their mouths. Okay. I mean, here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. Are we going to start seeing a divide? Are we going to start seeing a divide? I mean, well, Kyler Murray has built a rapport with Marv, at least off the field. Players usually stick with each other. I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to look too much into that. Whoever said that, I mean, it's not that big of a deal to me, honestly. It's really not that big of a deal to me. Here we go. Super chat coming our way. BBH. What's up, buddy? Man, it's been a while since I seen you here in the chat as well. I'm curious to figure out how you feel. I know even last year you weren't impressed or excited the way we ended the season, so I'm excited to read the super chat. He says this. Done with this team. I figured this was coming. All right, done with this team. K1 is the same K1 since day one. Woo! Get him out of here. Drew needs to go. I can see JG gone, but I don't know. This loss made me check out already. Damn. Sheesh. So for somebody that I just said, it's been a while since I've seen you here. Yo, we're going to check out. I don't blame you, man. I really don't. I don't blame you one bit. It's very unfortunate that we're sitting here going into week 5 or going to week 6 now. And now we're talking about we're not going to win this game. Like, hope has been ripped away. Hope has been gone. Hope is no longer there for this Cardinals organization, unfortunately. I know there's a lot of people, a lot of Cardinals fans looking for another team. There's a lot of Cardinals fans that are checking out. You can't lose to the Tennessee Titans. You can't. And expect this fan base to be the same. You can't. This was one of the most embarrassing losses that could happen to this regime. And I get it. The frustration that you felt is the frustration that I felt. And I feel like that's why people really want changes to happen, because we want our frustrations to be justified, right? We want the frustrations to be justified. So I don't blame you one bit, man. Appreciate the $5 donation. Appreciate the frustration. This is what we ended up bringing up a little earlier today. We ended up talking about Kyler Murray's presser. You tell me, now that we got more people here on the chat, we got over 110 of you guys here. Smack the like button. We got over 110 people here watching right now. There's 32 likes on this video. What is going on? And we're on the road to 18K. Come on now. Let's smack the like button. Let's subscribe. Let's see if we can hit 18K before we retire. I'm just kidding. We're not going to retire. But subscribe it up. Smack the like button. On the road to 18K. But last we were talking about is we ended up looking at Kyler Murray's presser after the game. You tell me if there's a hidden message here, ladies, and you tell me if there's a hidden message. 2 things that were asked to Kyler. One of them is going to be, are you mad that the ball was taken out of your hand, or how do you feel about the ball taken out of your hand? And the second one is, how's your foot? Let's watch it. It's like 20 seconds, so bear with me.
Lose the game.
Were you frustrated to not get a chance on those final 3 plays to use your arm?
Just trust the play call.
Just trust the play call. Look at that angry face, man.
How's your foot? What happened with your foot?
We gotta see.
How's your foot? That's a shrug off to me. Look at that.
We gotta see.
We gotta see. Like, it's almost like it's not. It is what it is. It's not a big deal, right?
We gotta see.
Hey, what foot injury? What foot injury? I don't believe for a second, brother. I don't believe for a second that there was this man got hit on the head with the football doink, and it wasn't Kyler's fault. That's the thing. It was not Kyler Murray's fault. It was Holt's fault for snapping the ball. Now, John Gaines was up doing something, checking something for everybody to be on the same page, and then, dang, he gets doinked. Like, I don't even know where they sustained this foot injury. I don't know where they even sustained this foot injury. I really don't. He came back. He came back and finished the game. He came back and finished the game, so I don't understand. My guy Titan, what's up, man? He says, how about my Titans? Sheesh. Congratulations, you might have broke us. Congratulations, you might have broke this organization. Just by one game, you might have broke us. I'm seeing Mac Wilson Sr., a.k.a. Rocket Ship, posting something on the internet, and he labeled it Together. Together, he labeled it. This post was posted about 21 minutes ago, and 2 or 3 weeks ago, we probably would see a lot of retweets, and we probably would see a lot of likes on a post like this. I don't think anybody believes Together is the right message that we want to hear right now. Nothing to do with Mac Wilson Sr. He's a dog. He's a dog. But I don't think anybody here on the X/Twitter side is really wanting to hear Together at this very moment. Ain't nothing to do with the defense. The defense has pulled their weight. Offensively, on the other side, we're in shambles. We're in shambles. We got lucky, but I'll take it. It's just it's typical Cardinals fashion, man. Like nothing surprises me with this freaking team anymore. Like nothing surprises me with this team anymore. So it's all good, man. Congratulations. I'm pretty sure you were as shocked as we were as well. But it's typical Cardinals fashion. You can't get away with an Amari DeMarcado boneheaded mistake, dropping the ball and fumbling it. Demerson intercepted it, roll over, ball goes in. It's a touchdown for you guys. And then Kyler Murray's head doink. Like those 3 things shouldn't happen in one game. Like those mistakes should be spread out through a season, not in a game. Like you lose games like that because of stupidity. And that's what the Cardinals unfortunately dealt with. So congrats. BBH, another one. $10 donation. He said, I'm not done yet. What's up, man? Appreciate the $10 donation. He says this. I was hoping T-Law would be available next season to trade for him, but he's balling right now. People call me crazy because he is a bust, but he hasn't been in a good situation until now. Shake my head. I know, ball. That's funny. I don't dislike or I don't like T-Law. I don't really like. They're in a completely different conference in the other side of the United States, so I don't really pay too much attention to the Jaguars. I just look at them and I see the Cardinals for the AFC, right? It's either them or the Browns, and that's the Cardinals for the AFC. I mean, Cohen is doing a really good job with them, right? What are they now, 4-1? Are the Jaguars 4-1 right now after beating the... where are we here? Yeah, 4-1 on the season. They just took down the Kansas City Chiefs. Now they dropped to 2-3, and the Jacksonville Jaguars are 4-1. Second in their division to the Colts, who we're playing. Yikes. And we're playing the Jaguars later on, too. Later on this year. The first win in the AFC South was a freaking Titans, man. Good, oh God, oh God. Very unfortunate, man. Choke. What is this? Oh, Choo Lit. Wait. I'm gonna call you Lit. What's up? He says, Kyler is not the same. Wait, Kyler is not the issue. Do you remember the before time? I don't understand why people have this as their argument. And nothing to you personally, Lit. Appreciate the comment. But people always want to blame the things that happened before Palmer and between Warner. People always want to blame it. Just because now you have a bar doesn't mean you can't overachieve that bar. Like Kyler Murray, you're right. He's not the sole reason as to why the Cardinals are losing, but he's also not the solution. When you have a team like the Titans that you need to beat, that's where we expect our $45+ million quarterback to make a play. Now, yes, the ball was taken out of his hand because Drew Petzing decided to do run. I'll give you that. But on the other side of the coin, there's been plenty of games where Kyler Murray could have stood up and made a mark for himself. But unfortunately, he hasn't. So I don't understand. This means nothing to me when people tell me this. It really doesn't. Preach to the fanboys out there that think he can't do no wrong. Don't preach it to me. Don't preach it to me. Don, what's up? A $3 donation. I don't think I've ever seen a $3 donation. Appreciate you. Coach is fired up, holding the players accountable. Yeah, I mean, like I said earlier, we talked about it, right? The whole hitting of the Amari DeMacado's shoulder pads. I didn't have an issue with it. I really didn't. I mean, maybe the hit was a little excessive, but like, let's be real, it didn't hurt Amari. Like, Amari probably got hit twice as hard during this game, and he only rushed the ball like 4 times. You know what I mean? I don't think it's something where he's worried about it. Jonathan Gannon did also come out and he said sorry. So for what it's worth, I know that's kind of, people are saying, oh, that's terrible that he said sorry. And some people are like, God, he should say sorry. It is what it is at this point, right? It is what it is. But yeah, I like the passion. I like the passion personally. I just wish it wasn't to one specific person. That's what I was really hoping. I just wished it wasn't to one specific person. Let's see here. All right, let's take it with the chat here. We got Javier. AZ Cards, no Kyler isn't top tier quarterback. That's why they took the ball out of his hands. That's what it feels like, man. I mean, we've been talking about it for quite some time now. The trust. Do they have trust in him? It's starting to feel like they don't. Valley Vibes. Monty drafts days. Wait. Monty drafts days the way Keim drafted. I don't know what that means. Maybe you're saying that he drafts better than Keim? I don't know. Jimbo, what's up, Jimbo? Kyler needs to go play baseball after this year. I never want to see him play another NFL game. I mean, Kyler Murray's got a name. Does he have trade value? He might. He might have some trade value. One thing that I fear is that he goes to the Vikings, and the Vikings turn it the hell up. They turn it the hell up. That's one thing that I fear. Because the Vikings are a good team. That's a good team. A well-coached team. Coaching's great. Put together team. Got really good wide receivers. Really good tight end in Hawkinson. He can succeed over there. He can succeed over there. Now, can he stay healthy? That's a question for a different day, right? Can he sustain the cold? Because you're playing a lot more outside in cold weather. One in Lambeau. One in Chicago. And, well, I guess the Lions now are indoors, so it doesn't matter there. But you're playing a lot more outside weather type of games. So, I don't know. I don't know. Oh, okay. Oh, here, Monty drafts defensive tackles the way Monty drafts linebackers. Gotcha. Okay, gotcha. 7 years and still waiting for Kyler to break out as an elite quarterback. Here's the thing. I don't even want to see an elite quarterback, brother. Like, honestly, like, I just need you to stop making boneheaded mistakes. That's all I'm looking for as a Cardinal fan. Unfortunately, that's where my standard is. I just want you to stop making dumb mistakes. Like that intentional grounding. Like, what the hell was that? You know what I mean? Like, what the hell was that? Like, let me show you something real quick, guys. Like I said, like, it's so tough. Like, I wish I can show you guys the all 22 film. That I highly encourage you guys looking at the all 22 film. I really do. But there's always so many NFL like copyrights that hurt your channel, right? And even if I clip it up, it takes so long to clip up. And sometimes if I don't make money off that video, you know, that's like 3 or 4 hours kind of down the drain because the NFL is very sticklers on the way the All-22 works. But like, let me show you this real quick, right? Like that play that I was talking about, that Kyler Murray literally just throws it on the field. Now, did we get a safety out of it? No, we didn't. But like every week, there's something like this happens. And this is the frustrating part for Cardinal fans that all those Kyler Murray stands don't understand, right? Check this out. Shout out to my guy, Jace. Shout out to him, man, because he's the one who actually tagged me and actually posts these, right? On his X and Twitter. But this is the play where he ends up just throwing it. This one right here. I'm going to keep pausing it every little bit because copyrights. But look, check this out. So Kyler Murray drops back, right? This is going to be the play where I'm like, what are you doing, buddy? So let me pause it here too. My eyes are going here, right? Kyler Murray is probably looking at the dump off. That's usually what he does. He's probably looking at this. He's probably looking at this. So we got a guy going here. We got a guy coming this way. But look over here. Got a guy opened up right there, right? Kyler Murray's back there still, surveying, not pressured yet. Not pressured yet, right? We're already 5 seconds in. Let's call him. He's got 3 seconds or like 2 seconds in the pocket already, right? Clean pocket. Everything's good. We got these two open. We got man and man. And look what he's looking here, right? It looks like he's looking right here. Keep it going. Boom. Kyler's still in the pocket. Indecisive. Doesn't know what to do, right? Yeah, he gets pressure. We got that's right tackle. So that's going to be Jonah Williams being ASS like he usually is. Kyler Murray feels the heat right here. Bounces out. Cool. Love the athleticism. Boom. He's right there. He's trying to circle around. But look over here. There was a guy open before he even got there. And he just throws it. That's him throwing it. So when I tell you guys that there's plays to be made, I'm not just... I don't show the all 22 for a very specific reason. NFL, they're sticklers when it comes down to these all 22 films, even if you pay for it. Even if you pay for it, there's sticklers on it. So they will copyright me. But look at that. That's a perfect prime example of that really silly play they ended up doing, which I heard it called as glitches, right? He's got glitch moments. I think that's a boneheaded mistake, man. 100% boneheaded mistake. I know he was trying to make a play, but you got guys open right here, man. You got guys open right here. And this is I don't think this other angle really shows you just what Kyler Murray does back there. But look, give me a second. How long is he back here? Okay, 1 second. So motion. All right, ball snapped. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi. That's 4 seconds. 4 seconds. Hell, 3 seconds before this guy came out of here. 3 seconds. That's enough. And look at the guys right here. You can see him right there. He's open. Pause it. Boom. Right there. That's the play. Throw it. He's being covered. Look at, boom. Let me pause it again. He's right there. He's open. And there was another guy outside the field over there. Like, these are the things that I'm talking about that people don't understand because they only want to listen to what people are saying out there, right? Oh, it's the smart thing. It's the favorite thing to do. Let's fire Petzing. We did that already. Guys, we did that already. We did that with Petzing. I'm sorry, Petzing. We did that with Cliff. What are we not learning? Can you win with Kyler? Yes, we can win with Kyler. But he's got to stop making these boneheaded mistakes. Simple as that. Got another super chat coming our way. Woo-wee. Appreciate it. We got Sports Critic. What's up, brother? Sports Critic comes out and says this. AZ, would you be open to doing a collab as I would love to discuss some things with you on this team? Great channel. Long-time subscriber. Send a DM. Best way to do it. DM me via Instagram or DM me via X or Twitter. Everything will be in the description below. That's the best way to reach out to me for collabs or anything like that. Biggest reason as to why is that YouTube is very terrible when it comes down to notifications. So yeah, I would be down. I would be down. But I just showed you a perfect example of there's plays that could be made. So when people are saying fire Drew Petzing because of blah, 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 I'm always going to come out here and say, guys, just watch the film. Don't listen to these people that are trying to feed to you that that's going to be what's going to fix it. No. The situational play calling will probably be better, but I mean, they probably don't trust Kyler. They probably don't trust him. BBH, what's up, man? He says, we are a quarterback and an OC away from being a playoff contender. The biggest outlier is Kyler's inconsistencies. Drew, 1987 play calling, literally, analyzers were saying was the Cardinals are good, but let's see how K1 does. You need to be able to process faster. That's the thing. You need to be able to process much faster than what Kyler Murray, unfortunately, is doing. I'm not going to come out here and say Kyler Murray can't read defenses. I don't know. I don't know much about football to say that about a quarterback in the NFL, which I never got to that level, so I'm never going to come out here and say that. But one thing I would say is that he needs to be able to process the field a lot quicker. A lot quicker. And right now, he's not doing it. It almost feels like he's sticking to one side of the field and ignoring the other side. And that's why you're seeing ruts sometimes where some guys are not getting the ball. Trey, Marvin, you're seeing big time ruts where some guys are not getting the ball because I don't think the full field is being processed. I think he's sticking to one side of the field and just tossing it to whoever he seems fit. It's his decision at the end of the day. Where the ball goes is his decision. It's not Petzing's. If it's a run play, of course, it's going to be a run play. Red in the chat says K1 is not the problem. Well, let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. Red, if you don't mind, if you can, if you're still in the chat, would you mind jumping on and telling us why you feel like K1's not the problem? Would you mind jumping on and telling us why you feel like K1's not the problem? Because personally, I don't think K1's the problem either. I think he's part of the problem. I don't think he's the problem. So when people say K1's not the problem, but don't want to further evaluate or further discuss what they're saying, it almost kind of leads me to like, okay, well, that's kind of an open-ended thing. Like, we really don't have a discussion to go off of that. Perfect. Okay. Awesome. So, Red, would love for you to jump on. If you can go ahead and do me a huge favor. I'm going to post a link on this YouTube side. All you need to do is click on the link. And you tell me why you feel like we, as Cardinal fans, feel like Kyler Murray is not a part of the problem, right? All right, there is the link right there. Click on the link, jump on in, and let me know how you're feeling. I've been dying to get into a conversation with a Kyler Murray stand. I've been dying. So the link's been posted there, Red. All you need to do is click on the link and jump on in. Did you guys see that the Bengals ended up trading for Joe Flacco? Did y'all see that? The Bengals ended up trading for Joe Flacco. Good for the Bengals, man. They're not giving up yet. I don't think Joe Flacco is great, but he's definitely better than Browning, that's for sure. They ain't giving up yet. Good for them. There's something to be said about a front office that's still doing it. Right? There's something to be said about a front office that's still trying to make sure that 5 weeks in, that they're making their team better. Unfortunately, we can't say the same thing about, what's his name? Monty. All right, here we go. All right, Red. What's up, man? Appreciate you for jumping on. You are live on the AZ Sports Fan here on YouTube. Talk to me, buddy. How you feeling? What's up, brother? Can you hear me?
Sorry, I don't know if I'm muted or unmuted. I'm trying to get outside.
No, you're good. I can hear you.
So I was at the game on Sunday, and that was a heartbreak.
Yeah.
But what I saw a lot was Kyler was reading the field, but within not even 2 seconds, defense is already in the backfield. Yeah, he is a shorter quarterback. And when your offensive line is constantly breaking down, what's that naturally going to do to you?
Jitters.
That's going to put you in kind of a panic mode.
Right.
And you're going to try to get the ball out quicker. You're going to be quicker to look at the dump off. But what I could see was I think there's an issue when Kyler's under center. He's fast. He's a quick guy.
Right.
By the time he's finished with his drop back, what does that say as a quarterback? You should be ready to get that ball out. But when you've already made your drop back and you're ready to get that ball out and your receivers aren't turned around for the ball yet, what are you going to have to do? You have to buy extra time. You're going to rush that ball out. So I just think it's an issue with Drew's offense itself.
Well, let
And
me ask you
it's
this. Let me ask you this. You're a defensive coordinator for to try to stop the Arizona Cardinals. Are you telling me that if you get in the head of Kyler Murray, you hit him a couple times, is that the way to beat the Cardinals?
um,
Because that's what starts the
possibly,
jitters.
possibly, yeah. I wouldn't say no to that.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing for the Arizona Cardinals?
That is a bad thing, but we need to. It's like I don't want to sit here and baby Kyler Murray
Yep.
because sometimes he makes a bad throw.
Yeah.
Tell me, if Tom Brady never made a bad throw.
Yeah, but
And
here's my thing. I'm sorry, and I apologize for interrupting. I am glad you're here. I
no, it's okay.
appreciate it. But why is and I call him Kyler Murray stands, and I don't know if that's what you are. But nice meeting you, by the way. Thank you, Red, for being here. One thing that I
Yeah.
don't like is that people like to compare quarterbacks that have been established to Kyler Murray that has not done nothing in the NFL. I'm sorry.
Okay, I was not intending to do
No,
that.
no, no,
That's
no.
what you
That's the
thought I
thing
was
too,
intending. I was
because
just using an argument.
I've heard it from Josh Allen. I've heard it Joe Burrow. I've heard all these other quarterbacks that people were like, well, those guys make mistakes too. But yeah, we're talking about year 7 and Kyler Murray, and he's taken us to the playoffs once, unfortunately. And that's where the frustration comes from Cardinal fans right now. But I apologize. Continue.
Well, I know that this whole offseason, I wanted the Cardinals to go get another receiver.
Same.
I'm one of the people that wanted the Cardinals to draft Cam Scatterboo.
Fair.
Mainly, the only reason I really wanted the Cardinals to draft Cam Scatterboo was because I was thinking, how about those double set backs with James Conner
Fair.
and Cam Scatterboo in the backfield at the
Fair.
same time? That would have
Love it.
been a monster.
Yeah, I agree.
But we needed to put not a placeholder, but somebody to actually be the true successor. And I wasn't saying that Trey Benson couldn't, but when I look at Trey Benson and his size, to me, he personally doesn't look like he's going to be able to hold up as a, every down back in the NFL.
I mean, you might
He
be right.
looks like a perfect third down back who you're going to have in there that can catch passes out of the backfield and do some other things, but not be the main guy.
Yeah.
And when we looked at James Conner and we looked at Cam Scatterboo, the way they play football is pretty much the same.
Right.
They're going to hit you in the mouth and they're going to go up the gut and they're going to get those hard yards that people don't really like to go in there and get.
I agree.
But so I think it's vitally important, considering the whole Cardinals offense and the success of Kyler Murray is built off of the run. If that's how we have designed our offense to work, and
Right.
defenses know that they can stop the run
Yeah.
and just put a shell defense and be like, hey,
Yeah.
but the offense is going to only work if the run is working. That's
That's
what
fair.
sets things up
Yeah.
in the future.
The Cardinals have not. I mean, and here's the thing too. I mean, I think kudos to you for obviously with that take from the beginning. I think you foresaw that James Conner. I almost kind of feel like we forgot that James Conner is kind of injury prone, and then he's getting up there in age because he actually had a full year last year, and I think that's what I forgot too. And it's not like I was against the Scatterboo. I just didn't want to get him with like the second round or first round, but third or fourth round if he was there, I was down to get him. But no, that's a good call on your behalf, man. And in terms of like potentially getting him, unfortunately we don't, and we have to see him kind of have success with the Giants over
Yeah.
there. But continue to talk about Kyler Murray. Do you at least think that he's part of the problem? Because I don't think he's full problem. I don't. Do you think he's part of the problem?
I don't. I really don't. And I'm not trying to sound like a Kyler Murray skimper because I want to hold him accountable when
Yeah,
he makes a bad play. And he does make some boneheaded plays sometimes. Um, but there's just something that's telling me that he's not the problem. Because if we put Jacoby Brissett in there, which a lot of people are saying, throw in Jacoby Brissett, throw in him, see what we got. There's a reason why that man has been all over the NFL, and he's a second string quarterback for the Arizona Cardinals. Behind who? Kyler Murray. There's a reason to that, and
we can also say
it
the same
just
thing about Baker, right? Baker's gone to multiple different teams, but finally has success with the Bucks. Sam Darnold, the same thing. He was backup quarterback as well. And then sometimes it takes the right coaching, the right scheme. But we have seen him at the Drew Petzing because he was with in Cleveland as well. So I'm not going to come out here to
yes.
say that Petzing, or I'm sorry, Brissett is better than Kyler Murray at all. But okay. I find it interesting because do you watch the All-22 film at all, or do you just watch the game?
I just watch the game.
Okay.
I try to watch. Oh, sorry, turn off the light.
You're
I
good.
watch the games when I can. I normally go to church on
Oh,
Sundays,
fair.
and
Okay.
I don't.
That's
Like I go to church all the way out in Mesa, Arizona. It starts at
gotcha.
like 4,
Gotcha.
so I have a long drive back and forth to church. But I took the day off last Sunday to go to the game because I was like, "Hey, it's the Titans,"
Yeah. We should win,
and
right?
and there was a fear in me that I was like,
Yeah.
"Man, this is a 0-4 team.
Yeah.
They are in the NFL, and
Yeah.
all of these 0-4 teams always get some upset win when they shouldn't."
Yeah.
But the way they won, and I was really, really mad at Amari Diamarcado.
Same.
I was very
Same.
upset. I was very initially harsh. I was like, cut him. Done. If I was the coach, I would have gone up to him and said, hey, take your gear off, go in the locker room.
Yeah.
But now, days removed, I'm like, man, I'm trying to put myself in Amari's shoes.
Yeah. Tough
He's
situation, man.
probably overwhelmed with
Yeah.
excitement, on a long run like that.
Like I finally
But
got it. My
just
my
hold the
chance.
ball.
Yeah.
Just hold the ball. I was thinking, man, like I would, if I was DeMarcado, I would want to hold that ball and take that ball with me to the sideline and say, hey, I'm taking this home.
Yeah. Here's the thing too. I think there's some portion of the Cardinal fans that want Jacoby because they're done with the season. You know? So
Hmm.
they're already thinking of the future. So I personally don't think that Jacoby Brissett is better than Kyler. I'm going to be real with you. I don't think he is. But it does give you a different look, and it does shut people up. It does shut people up to see like what he can do. But I think the portion of those Cardinal fans, they probably think the season's done. And man, we got the Colts, we got the Packers, we got the Cowboys, which their defense isn't good, but they put points up. That's one thing the Cardinals don't do. So I appreciate you for jumping on, Red. I really do. Thank you so very much.
O-
I appreciate you,
Okay.
brother.
I know you probably want to get me off of here, but I want to bring up why I think
Okay.
Kyler Murray is not the problem.
Okay.
Let's go to that second half of the Seahawks game on Thursday Night Football.
Okay.
What happened when Kyler got put into a position when they said, hey, we need you to move the ball down the field and get some points. He moved down the field. We put our wide receivers out there. We were no longer in the same setup. That the thing is the Cardinals offense is so predictable. When
That is
Kyler's under center, I think it's like, and it sucks because I remember saying this with the Cliff Kingsbury era. Oh, shotgun, 10 personnel. We know it's either going to be a screen or a quick slant.
right.
Right. So now it's Cardinals, Kyler's under center. 90% of the time, they're running the football. Stack the box. Easy to stop the run. Now, if you put Kyler in shotgun, like there needs to be, n- we've gone so far on the totem pole. It was first Kyler needed to always be in the shotgun. Now he always needs to be under center.
Yeah.
No, there needs to be a mix. There needs to be a balance between dropbacks, throwbacks, shotgun, run the ball, and giving Kyler the opportunity to make plays with his legs. And especially on that 3rd and 8 play, that's the play that I can't get out of my mind. Everybody in the stadium knew
It's gonna be a run.
when it was going to be a run.
Yeah.
Everybody, we're all booing before the play even takes off because it's like, why aren't you even trying to get the first down? Like we've seen Kyler Murray do this before in his first game back against the Atlanta Falcons. When they had a chance to go drive the ball down the field and get a win, and Kyler made a heck of a play with his legs on a 3rd and 10. This is 3rd and 8, and you got Marvin Harrison Jr., who has had a great game. You got Greg Dortch. Why not run a little quick slant? Do what you guys did with the Seahawks. Like, are you telling me that the Titans defense is better than the Seahawks? No. The
Yeah.
Seahawks was a really good defense. They have one of the best defenses in the NFL, and we saw Kyler make some really good plays against that defense.
Can you see my screen? Because I don't know how it works with Ecamm. Can you see my screen if I shared it? Like, let me just do it for example. Can you see this?
I can see you,
You
so
can't
I
see the screen.
assume.
Okay.
Mhm.
So I'm not sure if you were here with that play. And this is why I asked about the all 22 because obviously with let me bring you back. I apologize. Here we go. Yeah. So once like it's so hard to talk because there's so many plays that happen, right? there's a specific play that I brought up, and then once you kind of, I want you to kind of take a look at it. When people are
Okay.
saying that you feel like Kyler Murray reads it, I guess my rebuttal would be like, what do you think he was seeing here? Do you remember when Kyler Murray, and it's different because I was at Thursday Night Football and people were asking me questions because people recognized me when I was leaving. And I was like, I really want to watch the film before I even say anything because it's different
Okay.
when you're there. Like it's so much
Yeah.
emotion, you know, you're in the game, but when you're actually breaking down the film and actually looking at it, you're seeing things from a different lens. But on that play, when Kyler Murray just dumps it off, throws it nowhere, and it's an intentional grounding, do you remember that play?
I do.
Do you
I do.
remember that there was people open on the right-hand side of the field?
Um, Off the top of my head, I can't
That's
really
fair.
remember that
That's fair.
because because I was actually in the end zone area, so I was
I was
really
too.
close to where that happened,
Yeah, I was too.
and all I saw was the offensive line break down immediately, and now he's looking at people in front of him rather than down the field
So
because
breaking
you know.
Yeah, breaking down in
Sorry.
media to me is there's a broken play, somebody forgot to block, and they're back there within a second or two. I'm looking at this play here. Kyler Murray easily has about 3 seconds, maybe even a little over 3 seconds, and there's two people completely wide open. Now, it's one play out of 60 something plays that you can break
Mhm.
down, but this is the example of, I guess, what people are seeing when you do break down the film that there is plays to be made. I do believe that Drew Petzing has a good portion, or at least some portion, as to why this offense isn't functioning the way that it is. And they don't tell us the truth. Let's be real. They do
Oh
not
yeah,
tell us the
no,
truth.
they don't.
Yeah. So
So
they know what the issue is. Kyler probably has a different version of what the issue is, but there is plays to be made on the field. And that's why I feel like Kyler Murray is part of a problem. If I feel like it was just scheme, I don't feel like an organization is that dumb to run with the same guy this whole damn time if it's just scheme. This offense can work. It does suck that our running game is not great as it was last year. Not having Connor, not having Benson, it hurt us. It really did hurt us. We're doing a running back by committee, but there is plays to be made. If you do drop off, I'll replay the video of the play that I'm talking about here. And please give it. It's one play out of 60 something, right?
yeah,
So take that with a
it's
grain of salt.
fine.
Go ahead.
And Mike, before you continue, isn't this the play that happened right after Kyler Murray had just thrown a dart to Trey McBride down the field and it got called back because of a holding call and they had to run it back and they were sent down to 2nd and 15?
It might be. It might be. I'm trying to look at the sticks right here. Because in all 22, it doesn't show you like what exact. It looks like they're 1st and 10. If I'm looking at the sticks here,
Okay.
yeah, it looks like they're 1st and 10. There was a play that was a dart, and that's the thing. I'm not debating that Kyler Murray has dots during games. He does do
Mhm.
that. It's the inconsistencies that I feel like that bite us in the bum later on in
Yeah,
the
it's
season.
penalties. Penalties are killers. You know, they take away
Penalties,
momentum.
decision making, play calling. I think it's an accumulation. Let me show you. If you can just stay just for like an
Okay.
extra 5 minutes, I'll let you go.
Yeah,
Appreciate
I
you for
can
jumping on,
stay
man.
as long.
Thanks,
Yeah,
brother.
I
Later, dude.
appreciate you for having a
Of
ginger on
course,
your
man.
channel, man.
Of course, dude. 100%. Appreciate you, Red. Later, dude.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, guys. I'm always going to treat everybody with respect. There's nobody out there that I will not treat with respect. If you do have a difference of opinion with me, great. That's cool, man. Like, bring it on. Like, we're all Cardinals fans at the end of the day. I'm never going to do that. So if you guys do want to jump on, I got my guy Red here, right? But let me show you guys again real quick before we close up shop. And it's so cool to be able to connect with people. That's one thing that I love about this channel, that there's difference of opinions everywhere. And, you know, I'm just so happy that we're able to do this. Let me go ahead and show you guys this play real quick. Let me see if I can find it one more time. Okay, this is the screenshot. That's that one. Where are you, my guy? Okay, so give me 1 second. Let me get to my. Am I on his page? I am. Okay, cool. Another shout out to my guy Jace. Really, really awesome. Is this the play? Yeah, here we go. This is the one. Okay. Let me show it one more time, and then we're going to be closing up shop. Now, keep in mind, this is 1 out of 67, but when I'm saying there's plays to be made, I'm almost promise you there's multiple plays like this one that you can't see through the all 22. All right, check this out. I'm going to be pausing every once in a while. We did determine that it's about 3 or 4 seconds in the pocket before he freaks out, right? So let's play it. So Kyler right there. Boom. Let me pause it right here. He does get into the stress. You got two people here completely open, and they've been open for probably about a couple seconds already. Let's replay it one more time. Kyler Murray snaps the ball. Boom. All right. So now we're starting to count the time, right? 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi. Boom. With 4 Mississippi, that is plenty of time for you to know that this guy is open at the 2 Mississippi or him over here at the sticks. Look at these two guys completely wide open, right? This guy's getting a double, and I believe this is Marvin Harrison Jr. This guy's covered. I think there's a mesh that's going that way. He's been open this whole time. 4 seconds. You know how many people would want 4 seconds? How many people would love 4 seconds? Now, stepping up would help you a little bit more, right? If Kyler stepped up instead of freaking out, we probably would be able to see it. Boom. Okay, so this defender is going to get you, right? If you stepped up, you got him open there, you got him open here. Kyler Murray spins around, and guess what? After the spin, he's still open. Look at this guy down here. He's still open. Kyler Murray bounces back up. His eyes aren't looking anywhere, but let me get the hell out of here. He throws it away. Right? So there's that. There's a couple other ones here. Where are we at? And if I get dinged, I get dinged at this point. Well, we're already in it. If I get dinged, we're going to get dinged, right? Again, shout out to my guy, Jace. Let's look at this play. All right, he's there. All right, here we go. Trey, wide receivers, another wide receiver. Dumps it off. This feels like he already knew he was going to go here regardless. Now, yes, there's pressure right here, right? Right here. Trey's up there. Let's watch that back one more time. One Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. Throws it. He needs to. One thing I give credit for Kyler is the step up he did in the second half of the 49ers. He stopped doing that. I don't know why he stopped doing that. If he stepped up, Trey's wide open right here. Now, yes, he did have this guy in his face. He needs to implement stepping up a lot more. A lot more. Sometimes a second or a millisecond can be the deciding factor as to you making a bigger play than dumping off all the time. And guess what? Look down here. I didn't even look down here. Look at Marvin. I wasn't even looking at Marvin. Look at Marvin. Look at this. Quick hook. He's not even looking at your number one wide receiver. He's dumping it off. Look at this. Open. You wait a second longer or you step up. Boom, right there. All right, there's that. Let's look at this play. Oh, don't even do it to me. Don't even do it to me, ladies and gentlemen. This was the overthrow. I think this is Michael Wilson, if I can remember correctly. This is the overthrow to Michael Wilson. Don't do it to me. Look at this man. He's not even looking at the two best guys you got. Throws it up. Look at overthrow. Let me run that one back one more time. So he was getting pressured on this side. Again, stepping up would help out his game tremendously. It would help out his game tremendously. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3. A little under 3 is what he was dealing with. Stepping up will help out his game tremendously. He did it in the 49ers second half. He needs to continuously doing that. He needs to continue to do that. All right, now he's under center. Play action. All right, there's this. These guys are kind of blocked here. So let's see what develops. I wouldn't call that open. I don't mind this one. I don't mind this one bit. We got this guy right here covering Trey. I don't mind this one bit. Dumping off, great decision. Yeah, I don't mind that one bit. Great decision on Kyler's behalf on that one. I think this one might be the seam route. They called back. This was oh, no, this was the overthrow. I forgot this one existed. Oh, don't do it to me. I forgot this was the overthrow. He still got time. This is time. I mean, this is a good read. It's just not a good throw. It's a good read. I mean, you also do got him, but I've been complaining about dump offs, right? I do like the chunk of play and a chunk of tap. I forgot this play existed, if I'm going to be real with you. Whew. Great decision. Didn't connect, unfortunately. Now, this post is called Trey is always open. There's one out of those 5 that I feel like he probably wasn't open on that one. But I will give it to my guy, Jace. I will give it to my guy, Jace. So, perfect example, right? Now, it's one play of 60-something plays. It's 4 plays out of 60-something plays. Guys, it's not just the scheme. It's not just the scheme, ladies and gentlemen. It's not. It's not. So, this is what we're going to do. This is what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and close up shop right here. I wanted to go ahead and show you guys a few different things that I ended up seeing here on my end. No, you're right. They aren't always off. No, 100%. That was a play that probably should have got hit. And unfortunately, it didn't connect, right? Unfortunately, it didn't connect. But yeah, I forgot about that play. There was that seam route that you were talking about a little earlier, Red, that should have been caught. And that was a magnificent throw and catch. Unfortunately, it got called back from penalty. That was unfortunate. But like I mentioned before, if you're a defensive coordinator of the Arizona Cardinals, if you're a defensive coordinator for the opposing team, and you know the book is out on Kyler, you make him panic, you hit him a couple times, and you get him out of his poised position, that's not good for us. Because everything needs to work out perfectly in order for an offense to work, right? It's all 11 on the field. Every nuance, every second, everything needs to be perfect in order for an offense to work the way that it should work. So, as you can see, there's some plays to be made. There's some plays to be made. You can't step up with the well, I mean, on this game here, I mean, on those clips that I show, I don't think Simmons was there the whole time. I don't think Simmons was there the whole time. There was room to step up. There was room to step up. But that's what I'm saying. You look at the film, right? You can give the film to 12, 20 different people. I was able to come out with something different. But Marvin Harrison Jr. did also save Kyler Murray when he threw it in double coverage. He also threw it double coverage, right? Red in the chat. Thank you, brother. Enjoy the no, thank you, man. Appreciate you for being here. Thank you so very much. $5 donation. That's going to wrap us up. That's going to wrap us up, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. You guys are all absolutely amazing. Appreciate y'all. Jacob, Uncanny, Red, Sports Critic, RC3, Juan, Ian, all y'all. Thank you guys for tuning in. Appreciate you. Hopefully I don't get copyright. I most likely will. It's all good, though. All right, y'all. Have a great rest of your day. We're going to close up shop right here. Thank you. Have a great rest of your day. And as always, go Cardinals. Larry, good night.